What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's episode, we're going to be heading over to the shop to knock out one thing that I am just absolutely not okay with on the dually. It's a mod that I've been sitting on in a box-shaped form now for a few weeks, and today's the day that we're finally getting around to it. Now, I want to give you guys a quick at-home garage update because you can see I'm actually starting to get my garage back, which is really great news. You know, I felt like I was really starting to live in somewhat of a cluster mess, but luckily now we have a shop which is making that feeling of claustrophobia all the more at ease. So we do have some other things that we're going to be bringing over there, which I'm going to load up here into one of the vehicles. I don't know which one I'm going to bring yet. The roads are really salty. I don't want to drive the Mini-Max. I don't want to drive the Mega-Max or the 15. I don't want to drive the giveaway truck, so I'm probably going to drive the TDI. Old Faithful over there. I'm going to load up all these boxes into Old Faithful, aka the Silver Bullet, and then I'll see you guys over at the shop. We are home, and yeah, there's a big mess here. So this bamboo was all over what is quickly becoming my part storage closet, which also really has terrible lighting, so we're kind of making do for the time being. My bathroom. I love the fact that this place is a bathroom. They had like bamboo all around this oil tank for whatever reason, and I hated it, so I've been working on pulling some of it, well, out of here and throwing it on the ground. I'm still moving in, so it's a little bit ugly. I do need to invest in some more racking solutions to kind of store things in a somewhat organized fashion, but we do have the Enthusiast Passions of Priority banner hung up. Those things will be returning for that big announcement that is coming up mid-March. Now, speaking of mid-March, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the 2006 LBZ giveaway DURTYMAX. All of the entries are still in the hands of the sweepstakes administrator, so I haven't gotten any word yet, but I'll keep you guys updated as that progresses. Again, we are thinking somewhere around March 10th where we should get some wind. We, as in me, should get a name. So roughly around that time, that's on the weekend. It's also daylight savings, which is really ironic timing, something that I'm very interested in. But it should be roughly around that second week in March where I can relay that information to you guys, and then we can, of course, schedule that person to come out here to pick their truck up. Super stoked about that. But, guys, mark your calendars. This brand right here, huge announcement coming up mid-March. That is not the winner of the 2006 LBZ DURTYMAX. It's a whole nother thing. And for that, these banners will be making a return. All right, guys, so I gotta go ahead and unload all those parts out of the car real quick, and then we are gonna talk about what we're doing to the dually today. Parts, parts, parts. Where to put them? First world problem. Definitely need to invest in some racking ASAP. Alrighty then. Definitely gonna have to get that organized, but that's at a later date. So before we jump into what we're gonna be doing to the dually today, just gotta give you guys a quick look at this wheel and tire setup. My God, I feel like that's not even real. I mean, it just looks super good. Again, I'm probably biased, but wow, I am stoked with how this thing's coming together. Super pumped. Before we get started on that, this stuff is driving me nuts, and I don't know about you guys, but like I need to have a clean environment before I actually get into doing anything. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time trying to figure out what I can do with this, probably load it into one of the vehicles, and yeah, I guess just get it out of here for the time being, and then we'll jump into the install. So I'll see you guys in a second. Oh. All right, now finally all that crap is loaded up, and I found a destination that's going to accept that, which is super cool. So luckily we are making progress cleaning this place up. Now we just got to get rid of that awful wreath. I have no idea what the hell the deal is with that, but anyway, I did already install the center caps on the wheels, so we got the dually ones all good, and then we've got the front ones good as well. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are spending some time with our friends from Boosted Auto Parts. Didn't work out well. Alrighty, sweet decal. So now this is the first set of mirrors that I've ever gotten, and well, I'll explain why I decided to go with them rather than Amazon. In said box, we've got some of what I'm gonna call the essentials, packaged really nicely too, by the way. We've got some electrical connectors, koozie to keep the beers warm, koozie to keep the beers cold, which is always important. They've got their inline relays, which are helpful for the signals that we're gonna be putting on. We've got our switchback wiring harness, I wanna say right here. Some additional line for that probably. Got some mounting hardware. And then we've got the actual mirrors themselves. So pretty basic, pretty straightforward. You guys can see here, except for the fact that we ended up going with a tinted signal that is orange LED running light and orange turn signal. Those are the OLEDs, which will be very nice. Now, as you guys can see, that's where you're hanging out right now. I had requested that Boost Auto Parts send these with the caps removed because we are actually going to be bringing these down in a separate vlog to our buddy Sean at Peach Bottom Auto Body. So these are paintable plastic caps that all he'll have to do is sand, primer, paint, and then we'll be good to go. So if that gives you guys any indication as to what we're gonna be doing in terms of color matching on the mirrors themselves. So I'll just go ahead and grab this mirror here to show you guys the comparison between what's going on, and the stock mirrors. Now, I was considering, I should probably go to the other side to make it more of a legitimate comparison. Now, what I was about to say is I was considering keeping these and actually color matching them, but the new style mirrors are just that much nicer, and I figure on this truck right here, it just looks so bold and, I don't know, unique and aggressive that I really couldn't ditch out on this one little detail. Now, these mirrors will also get leveled. We will walk through that a little bit today, as I do want to get these mirrors installed and wired up. So basically all we have to do is toss the caps on when they are done from paint, and then we'll pretty much be good to go. And then of course you can see here that we have the backup running light. We've got the integrated turn signal. These are heated mirrors. Now on this truck, we've basically got the integrated turn signal, and that's about it. So if you guys haven't compared side to side, hopefully I can do this without dropping it. There's a look at your, let's do it this way. There's a look at the new, there's a look at the old. So it's gonna look a hell of a lot better. So for those of you like me that don't really know all that much about wiring, they do have instructions here just on this tiny little printout, which is kind of nice. Basically it says you can do one of two options. You have a dual function or switchback option, or a signal only option. Now, with the wiring harness that's on this mirror, if you just go ahead and plug it right into the truck, it will only operate as a turn signal. If you want this to be a switchback for turn signal and for your daytime running light, which I think that we're gonna do today, you have to follow these instructions. So this orange wire has to run to a running light, and then that'll basically tap into the mirror. I'm gonna say right there on the other orange wire, which is made very simple. And then the white wire, boom, right here, goes to the cargo light or the reverse light in order to power that light right there. So if you wanna have the ability to throw your truck into reverse and have these light up along with the reverse lights on your tail lights, then that's what you do there. And then of course these relays are basically just so your vehicle doesn't hyperblink when you put the new LEDs in, because it's not used to LEDs, it's used to incandescent bulbs. And well, as you know, on the LML, when I did the high country style tail lights, it now hyperblinks because, well, the LEDs are more efficient and they don't demand as much current or voltage, and well, the truck thinks it's out. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and start on the passenger side today. In order to get the process started, we basically have to pull this door panel out. So I'm gonna pull this thing out real quick. It's a fairly simple process. There's a bolt right down here, pin, and then there's a little screw down here, and then this whole thing will basically pop out. That way we can access the wiring harness and the mounting points for the OEM style tow mirrors. That bolt is literally so unnecessary. Whoops, I forgot to take a bolt out. That would explain why it's not moving, Jack. Come on. So one's out, and then basically the other one is gonna go in. Now, if I mount this up right now, it will not be level. So you put that on there and it's gonna sit a little cockeyed, typical classic DURTYMAX move. We do not want that, so I'm actually going to get these installed, and then I'm gonna level them once they are back on the truck. I'm not really gonna detail that, but the process is pretty simple. I'll just go over it real quick for you guys. You pop this cap off. There's 4 bolts in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Loosen the bottom ones, take out the top ones, throw some small spacers, kind of like these right here. Throw 3 of them on the top of each 2 bolts. So you're gonna have 1, 3, and 6. And then you're gonna basically mount that in, and you have to trim some of the plastic on the top and the bottom of this part just to get this cap to fit back on, but then you're gonna have leveled mirrors. I've done that in multiple videos in the past. If you guys wanna just cruise back through some of my previous uploads, and you'll be able to see that I did it both on the Minimax and for the previous 2006 LBZ giveaway truck. So let's get this mirror tossed back in. You know, having the window down really would help right now. And well, it's too late because everything's disconnected. No idea where my head's at right now. No idea. We're just gonna have to make do. Fish the wiring loom back through this little door sleeve here. And then here is your orange cable that, what was that for again? All right, so the orange cable is for the running light, and then the white cable is for the backup light. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this thing connected for the time being. It's got a fuse in it. And then the annoying part here is actually fishing this down through. Pop that open. Basically, you have to thread this little cable and this cable through the door, and then they'll all basically have to meet up under the dashboard before they go out into the engine bay where you do your add a fuse. Now guys, just for the sake of the vlog, I am going to run all this wiring and then I'm going to come back and clean this up. I am not going to do all that right now because I honestly don't want to bore the ever-living crap out of you guys. All right, so after battling this door loom, we finally got the wires through, as you can see. Just going to kind of let them sit in here for the time being because there's not really too much that we can do with those quite yet until we accomplish the other side. Now, in terms of the door panel, we can go ahead and throw that back on. We can connect all of our respective wiring harnesses, and we will have power to the mirrors and turn signal functionality once we get these things plugged in. So let's throw that back up real quick and then I'll catch up with you guys right after. Bear in mind that the mirror caps are obviously not on the mirrors. They will be color matched at a later point in time, but that'll give you a decent look at the non-leveled version of the Boost Auto Parts tow mirrors. So Boost Auto Parts look really good compared to stock, in my personal opinion. Those color match do look very good, and I was totally on the fence, as I mentioned earlier, about doing that just to be different, but I've really fallen in love with this style mirror. It's a shame that in 2020, the tinted LEDs on the outside also look really good. That's gonna kind of go in line completely with some of the tinting that we've done on the lights in the back and the Recon tail lights. So we're kind of pulling together all these little aspects that really make a big difference. It's always hard to do with one hand. Okay, we got it. These LBC hoods are kind of heavy. Look at that Virgin Mary. Got the other mirror on, as you can see. Fish the other wires through, as you can see. So basically, there's some thought that needs to go into what is next exactly on this, because we have two add-a fuses. So I believe that they have to go up under the hood and kind of fish through the firewall up to the fuse box under the hood. So those wires need to get fished over here and connected in a way to go through there. The other thing that I really wanted to do today, we got ourselves a DSP-5 switch. Blake at Unleashed DURTYMAX Tuning basically said, dude, I'm not letting you put a single tune in that truck. You need DSP-5 functionality. And I said, great idea. So here it is right here. I am going to actually get this thing installed as well. I'm gonna put the switch right there. That way it's just easy, convenient, and accessible. So I'm gonna knock this out and then we will reconvene under the hood. All right, guys, so we got the DSP-5 switch installed. She works well, or at least it feels like she works well. We're just gonna have to test it once we fire the truck back up, but we are not ready to do that quite yet. We still have all of the wiring lighting here. So what I'm gonna work on real quick is fishing that wire up and across the dashboard over the center console under the back here to this side, and then I believe we are going to run all of this wire right out there. At least that's what I'm going to do right now. And then if we need to do any splicing, connection, blah, 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 we can. There's probably an easier way to go about doing this to minimize some of your wire movement, if you will. You could actually splice that side in all of these and out, but you could also just take both wires, run them out, and then connect them, and we'll throw them in some loom just to clean it up. Sorry for the music in the background, guys. We got people next door that are jamming out, but we've got a little update. We've got all the wires. I mean, it looks like crap right now, but they are fished through the firewall, which is a great thing. We are definitely gonna throw some loom over this just to clean it up. I got a little bit sitting right there. But basically, we've already got our add-a fuses in our two designated locations. On the 0307 Classic, you wanted a trailer park, which is that fuse right there. And then for the reverse cargo lights, we did the trailer backup fuse, which is this one right here. So I'm gonna clean this up just a little bit more, get some power spliced in, and the one thing that we do not wanna forget is to add in the resistor, or we will have hyperblink, and well, nobody likes that. Whew, we are making progress. I am no electrical expert by any means, so I truly have no idea what is about to happen right now, but I think, I'm gonna say I think, because I don't even have the confidence to be certain, but I think that we have everything hooked up the way that we need to. It's ugly right now, because I haven't cleaned it up, because I would hate to get to the finished product and then realize that, well, nothing works. As you can see, orange is orange. The daytime running lights do work, and they look absolutely freaking rad, by the way. I'm stoked about them. The true question is, though, do the turn signals work as a function of that light? First question. Second question is, this light goes to these backup lights right here. I opted to not hook them up to the cargo light, rather to the reverse light, so that way you can get some nice visibility when you're backing up those girthy girls right there. So we should be able to throw this thing in reverse and everything should turn on. We have it grounded up underneath. It's ugly right now. Again, please pay no mind to that whatsoever. But I just wanted to include you guys in the first try because what's humility if you don't embrace it? Or it's gonna be awesome. All right, so we saw that the running light works. Let's go turn signal. No? Is it not working? Oh, it turned off. How the hell did that happen? All right, turn signal and turn signal. All right, good news. Let's go right side. Oh, we have functionality, boys. Hell yes, oh yes, oh yes. That is a great feeling. Now let's go reverse light. We should see the wall light up actually. Let there be light. Hell yes, that is great news. We're gonna go ahead and power this thing off before I suffocate myself in this confined space, and I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. Decided to take old girl out here for a short little spin without a bumper on her. Oh, look at that light. Can you even see it? Am I even looking at it? I don't know. God, I can't get over how wide this thing is. DSP-5 switch does seem to be working as intended, which is very good. Basically, I had loaded the DSP-5 tunes onto a truck without DSP-5 capability, meaning that it just reverted to the base map. So although the truck does have an exhaust on it, earlier, well, before today, it felt like it was just a stock truck with an exhaust. At least it sounded good, which is a positive note, but the truck really didn't feel like jolting in a way. Now it's definitely how we want it to feel. Touch the throttle a little bit and she wants to go. She definitely wants to go. Now obviously this truck is all stock, so I probably won't throttle down anything over tune 3, but I don't have a problem running the truck normal driving in tune 5 because they really seem to feel the best in that setting. Looking out on the mirrors, God, this truck is like a Franken truck right now. We don't have mirror caps, we don't have a front bumper, but mirrors look good. I'm very happy with them. I'm happy they work. I'm happy that I made them work for some reason. And now the truck has, let's call it 80% of some modern styling characteristics. It's always a good thing. What will be a day out in a diesel if we don't stop at the diesel pump? All right, guys, and just like that, we are back at the Enthusiast World headquarters, AKA the new shop, which is just a complete mess right now. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere. I'm very excited about trying to get this space cleaned up, organized, and kind of make it a little bit more homey. Definitely have to fill out the walls. I don't know if I'm gonna paint the walls because I really don't know how long I'm going to be here. I'm very lucky because this space is not a large commitment. It's kind of flexible. A really great friend of mine offered it up and said, hey, use it because I'm not. And I said, you know what? This is kind of perfect timing. It's kind of like the law of attraction, if you will. It's like the right opportunities always come up if you give them a right amount of time and you're kind of looking, kind of not. I don't know. It's kind of interesting how those things work out. But I do have some mirrors that are for grabs. If you guys want them, let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram. If you're local, great. If you're not, then I'll send them out at the buyer's expense. And I had the dually out just a little bit earlier. As you guys saw, this thing is just awesome in every way. It is very drivable. I haven't done any trimming to the cab side right now. It's just that, well, without the bumper on is kind of the only way that I can make it happen. And it works out well because we have some color matching that will be coming up for this truck here in a short while. I mean, guys, what would it be on this channel without color matching? Come on, let's be honest. That's an essential. So I'm really excited to show you guys what's happening with that. But we have made some extremely awesome progress with this build. And I gotta thank you all so much for your continued support and positivity on this channel. I'm extremely grateful for everything that you guys allow me to do, and I want to try and reciprocate as much of that gratitude as I possibly can at any given point in time, because seriously, this is like a dream come true. It's like a total passion project that's just gone wild. So look forward to a lot more content with the dually coming up. This is where I'm going to end the video, guys. It's been a great day. Thank you all for watching. My Like League, I love you guys. Do what you do best. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, tap it on your way out, and I will see you all in the next upload.